Oops, let me spell that correctly. There we go. So, while we got a second, and I know they're getting ready to join up, let's take a look at some of the results. So, Just Doki coming out a win right there, going up 2-1. Let's watch that update in real time. Bingo Bongo. He'll be playing BW Styles coming up next. And right now, we're getting ready to watch Luxray NYC take on Swag Flu in just a moment. Down below, guys, we've got matches going on between Dank Link and Mayo. And then Titan Killer and J2 Toxic should be getting ready to get started right now. And that's how we got to where we are. There he is, Luxray.
Yeah, our number 2 guy, Mr. Number 2. And I did a write-up on the top 8, as well as some of our honorable mentions for the players who did PR. And I kind of talked about with Luxray, just talking about how he really did kind of become like IPG and IDM's like new god in a sense of like, you know how we had Chompy and we had Handyman for a long time. It's just the number 2 and number 1 just duking it out every week, you know?
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, Luxray just comes in one of the weeks and just, I'm pretty sure he took first.
Pretty casually. Yep, pretty casually in one of his first showings. Definitely kind of came through. And we all kind of recognized it was a force to be reckoned with. And I think the nice thing that's interesting about it is that we always try to figure out whether or not guys are trying to hang out with us or they just had a free Thursday, right? Because guess what? I understand that the schedule doesn't always work for everybody, right? So you might have a week where you're just having fun and you're not able to do much. But then I think it's for all of our good fortune community involved that we were able to get someone who was kind of able to make the weekly commitment. And what's even funnier is he is from the East Coast, so he's in a time zone ahead of us. So you imagine some of these nights when we are running pretty late, yeah, he probably is like, hey man, I'm ready to go to bed. He probably sometimes is ready to like throw a match or something like that. So perfect. So it looks like Phil and company will be playing on the other side of the bracket. Meanwhile, we'll be watching these matches get started here in just a second.
Looks like both players are here now.
Yep.
So you say they're doing stage bans? I guess I could check the Discord.
Yeah, they're working on stage bans, if I'm not correct.
Okay.
But based on what we know about these guys, predictions, Cherry.
I gotta say, I think Luxray, he's been playing pretty well. I think that I would like to see for Swag Flu, I would really like to see that Lucas again. It looked pretty dang clean earlier. And I think that also it's just like Lucas has some of those moves with like his PK freeze, the fire, as well as that really nice boxing tools that he has, and the grab. Like that Zera is super great. And I think that all of that combined, if you kind of learn how to play against Luxray with like his Incineroar or whoever he picks, I think that could really be a challenge for him. And it's something unique that I think we really haven't had a chance to see too much yet. So as for who I think will win, I think it'll be Luxray. I'm pretty confident in that. But I would really like to see Swag Flu test out that Lucas a bunch this whole tournament run, just because like it looked really good. And also it's a character that you don't get to see often, and he's playing it really well so far.
Looks like we've got a prediction on who will win coming out. It's pretty interesting. Oh, and so it does not look like Luxray is kidding around tonight. Let's go ahead and hop into the full game. He starts off with Incineroar.
Yeah, that's his character, and like it's that character. I mean, he has played a couple others, but like this is the Luxray character. Like if you want to talk about who like Luxray is as a player, if you want to like point him out like firsthand, just be like, go look up a match that's oh my gosh.
I'm already subbed, but I want to see Steve.
That's hilarious. Well, I guess we're knowing who's gonna be the next one to, or the next character RP4 will be playing as. But right now, we're seeing, just like I kind of asked for, I guess, brownie points for Swag Flu, I guess. But we are seeing first stocks, nice use of that down tilt by Luxray, going for it. Nice, and this is what I'm talking about, is that move, that neutral B for Lucas is super good. It hits heavies like a truck. It's so annoying because that thing is so big that even characters that aren't that big really do struggle against it. Like, I played Pac-Man, and one of my friends a long time ago was able to even gimp him with the neutral B. And that's Pac-Man, a character, like, I gotta say, has a really great recovery. And if you're able to do it to him with a single move, and with all the resources he has, then the character has some sort of crazy tool. And right now, we're seeing Luxray put together his tools as he gets that side B grab at the edge of the stage that he wants, and he gets the revenge for the double damage. Will he get the grab? He does. Unable to get that grab or get through his Swag Flu. Kind of getting a bit intimidated, and able to get the stock off. And what a turnaround! Like, how quickly can you ask for a player to just go for it and get that, like, turnaround? Because just a couple minutes ago now, we saw Luxray down a whole stock, and then all of a sudden, he gets that stock off from Swag Flu, and then takes another one. So it's really crazy. And then, woo! Wow. And right here, like, literally as I was talking about this, was just that Luxray getting hit off stage here, stays at ledge, knows that he can't be punished too much, gets the grab, and all of a sudden he gets the revenge as well. Gets the fair, and then sees that he's trying to drift low to try and grab that ledge, and he just reactively went off and waited. And that's kind of what I've talked about in the past with, like, aggressive patience and, like, kind of just reacting. Especially with, like, the difference between Luxray waiting on stage versus Mayo kind of running off on stage and then missing it. And, like, if you're kind of struggling with your edge guarding, this is definitely one of those examples where waiting is the key. And, ooh, we're seeing the switch to Ganondorf. Ooh. Interesting. I'm not sure I agree with this.
The heavies, yeah. Let's see what he's got up his sleeve.
Yeah, I definitely can't knock it too hard, because I definitely think that Ganondorf is one of those characters that if you're able to land the hits that you want, and, like, the aerial, his nair, it's pretty good. But one of the problems that Swag Flu, or Ganondorf in general, has is, like, his speed is just very lackluster. And that's not just for his run speed, it's also for his movement speed with his moves. And he does have a really damaging F smash, and that's kind of why I say, like, Ganon, if he hits his moves, and the keyword is if, like, they're really, like, intimidating. But if you ever, like, have trouble landing them, you're gonna be in a world of hurt. Like, they're really, so it's not too uneven right now. I mean, Luxray just took that stock with the F smash, but that was at ledge, and that nair, and that, like I said, the keyword is if Swag Flu lands the hits, and he just did. So really good stuff from him. Glad to see that he's able to prove the if to be true. And we're seeing those grab confirms to the fair for Luxray here. And this is going to be one of those matchups, oh my goodness, where everything is just damaging and insane. Alright, let's see what can happen here. Oh my goodness, that was a great edge guard with that fair. I mean, even Swag, he's like, yeah, I'm kind of struggling out here, guys. Side B's to the right, knows that he's not going to make it back, and that's another thing is, so personally, and this is kind of a agreed opinion, but it's also, like, something that is very debated. A lot of people think that Ganondorf is he's the second weakest character in the game, only because his recovery and his speed make it super hard for you to get in on lots of characters or like make it back. And even a character like Incineroar, who like we know kind of has his struggles, is able to successfully edgeguard with like single moves. And I think that Swag Flu is doing really good. Oh my goodness, he almost lived that. That's very close. But like, look at that. Like Luxray, even like as good as he is, and as much as I'm like kind of talking down Ganondorf right now, Swag Flu kept that game to a stock apiece each like time he was able to get a hit. And that's kind of the great thing about Ganondorf is like if you play your cards right, you can keep games pretty close.
Yeah.
And if the person folds, like if they get too nervous about Ganondorf and like how intimidating some of his moves are, then you can really just steal games. But I think that was a really good showing for both of his characters, and especially since it was against Incineroar, like Ganon's gonna have an easier time getting in and approaching because like both of them aren't very fast characters. At that point, it kind of just is like, are you gonna be able to keep up with the combos and everything?
Very true. All right, there we go. He knows when it's time to get in here. We're going to have BW Styles taking on Just Doki next in our next match. Let's go ahead and take a re-peek at the bracket. All right, so let's zoom in. All right, Luxray NYC just took a 2-0 victory over Swag Flu, who showed us a little something with his Ganondorf. But next up, he's going to be taking on a Solidus Hedgehog that has been surging in the power rankings lately. And that's going to be an interesting match to see. We're going to put them on hold for just a second. Next up, we're getting ready to tune in to BW Styles versus Just Doki. And then the winner of that is going to go on to face RP4 in winners semifinals. Now let's take a look back down on the other hand. So we've got Swag Flu coming down, waiting for the winner between Titan Killer and J2 Toxic. And we just got a result turned in from Dankalink versus Mayo. Dankalink with a very solid 2-0 victory going into losers round number 2. All right, looks like Phil is back, so they should be getting started on the other half of things. We send a reminder to Just Doki.
Yeah, and kind of